everyone. So today's video I'm gonna do another sort of like product review, trying to figure out these new dies from Spellbinders, and this one is really pretty. It's called the it's also a part of the wedding collection, and this one is the Classic Elegance Tall Pocket. Okay, so it comes with these 4 pieces. And the last one that we did, I had to use through the Grand Caliber because it was so big. But this one, if I turn it on its side, it'll go through on the Cuttlebug. So I'm going to use the Cuttlebug today. And I'm just going to cut out each of the pieces just so that we can see really and truly what each of them does. Okay, so I'm putting down the A plate, then a C plate. I'm going to lay down my paper that we're going to cut it from, and then the die. Now this one, because it's more of a, what is it, like an open cut, there's no intricate details or anything like that, we don't need any of the wax paper on this particular die. So we're just going to go ahead and run this through real quick. And then we'll go ahead and open that up. And this is how it cuts it out. There's a little bit, it's hard to see in the video right here, but it embosses where the sides and the bottom will fold to create the pocket. But now that I cut that, I'm just going to grab the other 3 pieces. We'll move that piece to the side. And then we're going to, I was going to use it on a decorative piece of paper that I have right next to me. I had a scrap that was left. And so I'm going to lay down the wax paper, the new die, and then the other 2 pieces. The one that's like a bow and then the small oval. And we're going to run that through. Alright. Once this is done, we're going to put that to the side for a second. I will be bringing it back out only because right here is where I realize what this piece actually does. It doesn't cut a piece out, it puts in the detail, okay? But real quick, we're just going to take the pieces off, and sorry about the camera movement. My camera, the stand is on the desk, as you know, and so sometimes dealing with the Cuttlebug and moving stuff, it, you know, creates movement. So I'm pushing the pieces out, gonna pull out the bow. And even though that one wasn't an intricate detailed one, I still used the wax paper because it was already down, and it just helps, you know, I find it helps. So those little teeny pieces just popped right out. And really, I didn't even need a paper piecer because once I got my nail in it the right way, it popped right out. So this is what I mean. If you take a look, I think I'm going to hold it up. Yeah, see, it doesn't cut a separate piece, but it created the pattern in the paper, which is really pretty. So since I already had the piece itself cut out, I was like, well, let's run it back through. I just wanted to show you the bow up close. And then this is the oval. I'm going to use the back side only because when I finish the card at the end, I'm going to put a little sentiment on it just to, you know, complete the card out. Alright, so let's go. We're going to do this again. We're going to do the A and C. We're going to put down the brown paper, the brown piece that we did first. And then we're going to put our die on top in its grooves to put the pattern onto the actual paper. So just give me a second here. I was looking real quick just to see if I had any of my washi tape up on the table where I could just tape it down, but I couldn't find it. And I found that it really wasn't a big mover. And since I put the handle on the wrong side, I'm just going to flip it real quick and run it through. And you notice this time when I did it, I did not lay down any of the wax paper. And this is going to be fun. Hold on, I'm going to move that to the side. And look, all I'm doing is hitting it with my nail and they're popping out. And I was just running it through one time with the wax paper. So, I'm just saying, you don't have to run it through every single time. But if it does it once and it does it well, I don't have to use it again, you know? And so now all I'm going to do is on those fold lines, I'm going to press down and use my bone folder to get a nice crease. Going to hit all three sides. And what I like about this is really and truly, like right at this moment, you could technically be done, right? Attach it to the card front or whatever piece you're going to attach it to, and then you could create a card that's supposed to slide in and out. Very pretty, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm gluing down just the bottom edges. I would have been putting more glue down, but as you can see right here, I'm having a little bit of issue with my glue bottom. This is what happens when you forget to put the top back in right away, and it pretty much hardens. Even though you have that tip in there, it can be bothersome. So at the end, or once I'm off camera, I'll get that fixed. So just pressing on this side so that way it'll, you know, adhere and stay in place. And there's the pocket. And I'm just going to grab a little piece of one of the papers that I have on the side. It doesn't fill the entire spot, but look at that. I mean, in and out, very easy. So what I decided to do is to measure the actual piece, right? So when I measured it, it looked like it was close to 5 inches from edge to edge. So I went and cut a piece of the cream paper, and I'm going to cut it basically in half so I can, you know, what is that, like 5 1/2 or whatever. And then I'm going to trim it down to 4 7/8 to give it a little bit of wiggle room. If you want more, like you don't want, it doesn't matter if it's like filled up to right to the edge, then just cut it at 4 3/4. And then once the piece is in, isn't that cute? It just looks cute with the bow. And you can put the bow on the outside of the oval. You don't have to use the oval, you could just use the bow. In the photo on the packaging, they did a ribbon bow that they put on top. It's really pretty, and it would make for a very nice like insert for your wedding cards, stuff like that, or like an invitation to like a really fancy graduation or birthday party. You know, I think it's gonna be really pretty. And I'm just showing you, like I did a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, an A2 size card, and you can see that it's too small for this one. So the best card I find for this one would be like if you're doing a 5 by 7 card. So I'm going to cut a piece real quick that's big enough for 5 by 7 card. And so I took a 8 1/2 by 11 sheet, cut it down to 10 inches, and then I'm going to turn the card and cut it at 7. And then what we're going to do is you would score it on 5 right in half, and then when it folds, it'll be a 5 by 7 card. I just folded mine in half, and I'm just using my bone folder to crease it real quick, and then just so I can show you what it looks like. And then I decided that I wanted it to go and cut a piece to cover the entire front. Like if you were going to make this just part of the front of a card idea, instead of it being a pocket, like make it a part of the actual piece where the paper isn't going in and out and all that kind of stuff. So I took the other half of the piece, cut it down to a little shy of 7. So like 6 and, what was it? It should have been like, what was it? 6 and 7/8 or something like that. Like just, you know, a little shy from 7. And made it so that way it covers the full front. And then what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to stamp my sentiment, put a little picture up on the top, and you'll see it as a completed card. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure all my links are, you know, down below for you for the shop. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And I will see you guys with our next video. Next week, I'll probably pick a harder sketch for us to try. And we can go over, you know, how we would do the sizing and figuring out how to do a sketch. Or if you guys want to see something else, just leave a comment down below. Thanks and have a great day.